Everybody, it's Marshall and Mama. Thought I'd come on today before we started our cooking. Let everybody know thank y'all so much for liking our page and watching and loving it and sharing it. She just simply wants to pass on generational recipes and she loves to laugh and everything. But one thing I want to really thank y'all for is, y'all, I get so many questions on this thing. I cannot get to all of them. I really can't. And I notice a lot of y'all will pick up the slack and go in there and answer the questions for me. And I really appreciate that. Well, without further ado, Mama is fixing to cook us up some collard greens. And what else are we cooking today, Mama?
Some more biscuit.
Yeah, we're going to do the biscuit again, the biscuit video again. And I'm going to show it a lot better than the first one that went over 3 million views on Facebook. So y'all hold on loosely, but don't let go. Hey everybody, here we are again. We're cooking up a storm today. We got so many ideas rolling in our head with all the requests and everything, which ones to do first. But today we're going to do collard greens, and it's very, very simple. Mama, show us how to do that.
Okay, good afternoon everybody. I'm glad to be back with you again for today. Today we're going to parboil our ham hock. It's a smoked ham hock, and it's a pretty good size one, but it's got a lot of flavor in it. So this goes in the pot, and then we got a container with 3 quarts of water in it. And this is going to go in it. And this ham hock is going to cook for 45 minutes to an hour before we ever put the collards in it. We want the ham hock done, really, before I put the collard greens in it. So this is going to be boiling while we're working on the collards. Put the lid on it, and over to the stove we go. Okay, we already have our collards. We bought them at the supermarket because they're not really in the gardens now, ready to be picked. Because you always want to wait till frost hits the collards before you even try to cook them, really, if you want the best flavor. So we're going to rinse these off. I'm sure they've been rinsed in the grocery store, but we just rinse them again, and then we're going to chop them up and set them aside and wait until our ham hock is ready. And then we're going to dump our collards in on top of the ham hock, put the lid on it, sprinkle about a teaspoon or maybe 2 teaspoons of sugar in there, and sprinkle your little salt, put the lid on it, and then turn it down on medium heat and just let it boil till the collards are tender. And by the time the collards get tender, you'll have a pot full of collard greens and ham hock.
Now, Mama, as far as getting the greens here ready, what do you do with them? They're fresh from the supermarket, they're laying on your counter, what next?
Well, we're going to chop these up first. Get all this stuff off of them. We're going to discard some of this stuff and chop them up.
Now, do you wash yours first?
Yeah, I go back and wash them, but I'm going to cut these rough stems off of them before I take them back over there to wash them again.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, we're back over to the sink. And before you put anything in, always wash your sink out and make sure it's clean, both sinks, because you're going to be transferring from one to the other and then over to the chopping bowl. But you want to always look your collards, because if you don't look them, sometimes worms get in them. You'll make sure there's no worms in them before you put them over to the final rinse water and for them to be cleaned again and chopped. So now we're just going to fill our sink with some water, put our collards in it, look at the leaves on it, and then transfer it to the other sink. And from that sink, you know there's no worms on it, and it's going to be picked up, chopped up, and put in the container, getting ready to put in it with our ham hock. Make sure there's no green worms in it. No green worms in it while we're getting it under the water, looking under the leaves and all. This is our first water. A lot of times, the collards, when you're just going through them in the first cold water, you just want to, after you've looked them, move them around some while your sink's filling up with another wash. And after you've washed these up and down a few times, then you want to I'll just stop, push them down, and bring them to the side. And if there's a worm or anything, it's going to be in this water. If a big worm, it's going to be down on that drain. If it's not, if it's a little worm, it's going to be floating in the water. So, on this pile we got today, after we've looked them and got them in the first sink, I see no signs of a worm. So that's good. Now, we're going to just pick them up, 2 splashes through the water, over in the next sink. And sometimes when you buy them from local people, you always want to rinse them at least twice. Because outside in the gardens around Georgia, especially Georgia and Florida, they tend to get a lot of dirt and sand on them. Sometimes when you buy in the grocery store, have sand and dirt. So just always wash them twice. Be on the safe side. You come out with clear water, then rest at peace. You have no worms in the collards. Okay, everybody, we're over to the second washing. All of our collards, there's no worms in them. So we're going to pick up some leaves. Put them together with the stalks up here together. And just pick up whatever you feel comfortable with holding. So, okay, we got this. I got my knife. And we're going to chop. We'll cut these up. Maybe 1/2 inch or inch pieces over into the bowl. We're getting them ready now to go into the ham hock and the liquid with it. And you see as you cut them, that's what they look like. Just continue on down till you get it all chopped. Okay, everybody, we're back to check on our ham hock. And it's been parboiling gently for probably about 35-40 minutes while we've been preparing the collards. So now we're going to take our chopped collards and put over and on top of it and put the lid on and going to raise the heat on it from where it's at. It's on like a low simmer now. It's been cooking while we've been preparing the collards. But now, when we put the collards in on top of it, we're going to sprinkle about a teaspoonful of sugar and maybe a teaspoonful of salt. Put the lid on it and just let it cook till just about all the water is gone.
Okay.
And then they'll be done.
All right, let's see you put them. Are you going to put them collards in right now or let that get a little bit more done?
You know, I think I'm actually just going to put them in now. Because with that and 45 more minutes of cooking, we're going to let this cook until all this liquid from the ham hock is almost cooked completely out.
Okay, go ahead.
Raise our temperature up to about medium. We're going to pick our pieces of collards up. Over they're going. You've already got a smoky flavor in the liquid where you've been steaming or slowly boiling your ham hock. So you don't really need any more seasoning in it. except maybe a teaspoon of sugar and a little bit of salt. Just let them cook until all the liquid's just about gone. And keep this, once you get the collards in, keep it on about a number 5 on my stove, which is actually about a medium. You don't want to just boil it a lot because all the liquid will boil out and then your collards won't be done.
Okay, so now you just put the lid on it and let it boil.
Let
Some more, about 45 minutes or so.
Just check on it every once in a while, make sure you still got liquid in it. Don't let all the liquid boil completely out.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, I'd like to make another point to you. Always remember the meat that you're cooking, it's salty if it's been smoked. Whether it's a ham hock, a hog jowl, or just pure bacon, smoked bacon. It's got a good bit of salt in it itself. So you only want to start off with a teaspoon of salt and maybe 2 teaspoons of sugar in the collard greens. And once they've cooked, you can taste of them then. And it's better to not have enough of salt than put a whole lot of salt in it with the salted meat already in there. It'd be way too salty if you did that. So just hold off on a lot of salt until it's cooked, and then you can tell. May not even need no salt. Maybe enough salt in the meat that you prepared with it. So that'll be your judgment. But wait till it's done to continue putting more salt after the first teaspoonful.
Okay, Mama, tell us, I mean, besides a smoked ham hock, what else other kind of meat can you do these collards with?
Well, I do a collard, black-eyed peas, and turnip greens with hog jowl. It's the same thing, just a different form of the hog. And I buy bacon in bulks. I buy bacon like 15, 20 pounds at a time, and I order it from a man. And it's, to me, the best cooking bacon they are because it's smoked. And if you're cooking with it, it's as good, better really, than a ham hock or a hog jowl. But it's bacon like you can eat for breakfast. So I use that a lot.
Okay, everybody, you heard it straight from Mama, and she's put the lid on this, and she says she's going to let it go for about another 45 minutes, and we're going to eat some collard greens.
Okay, everybody, we're back this afternoon to show you the collards. They're done now, so I've cut the heat off. I'm going to bring them to the front burner and take the lid off. Place it over here. This is what they're going to look like. They have liquid in them, but it's not completely dry. There's the ham hock. You can tell when it's done, it just starts falling apart. So we know that's done, which I don't eat that stuff. I take this out. And then the collards are all nice and done.
Okay, well, looks good, Mama. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, get you some pepper juice, vinegar, and a piece of cornbread, and maybe a hunk of onion. Glass of buttermilk, and sit back and enjoy your